What's going on, guys? I'm Zach from the Lumios Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon, and today we're going to be talking about Palafin, which is the long-awaited dolphin Pokemon that we finally got after 26 years in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Specifically, we're going to be talking about Palafin's unique ability to change into a hero form. So Palafin comes with the ability 0 to Hero, where whenever you switch Palafin out, or it switches out on its own via like flip turn, it will transform, so then when you throw it back out later, it's in a different form called Palafin's hero form. Now, this hero form is disappointing to many, but it's definitely not stat-wise. Stat-wise, this Pokemon actually has higher stats than a pseudo-legendary. Palafin's hero form has a base stat total of 650, which is insane. That's literally like legendary status, which is super, super cool. And just the question here is, what exactly is this transformation? You know, it's not just a simple, the Palafin's a superhero. It's not that, and it isn't. The Pokedex actually points us in a direction to solving this thing, so let's talk about what the dex says. So the Pokedex says that this hero form is Palafin's ancient genes awakening. Now, if you have watched some videos on this channel, you'll probably already see where I'm going with this. I believe that this is actually technically a form of Mega Evolution. Now, I've done a whole video on this, 2 now, in fact, and you should totally check those out, but on how basically all Mega Evolution is. It's an evolution for the Pokemon, so it is a true evolutionary progression, but it's with the use of ancient DNA. So, like, this is the reason why Mega Salamence looks so similar, but not identical to Roaring Moon, and why other things like Mega Aerodactyl, it straight up says in its dex entry that it is its ancient genes awakening from Mega Evolution. I think the same thing's happening here with Palafin. And the reason why I think this is I don't think that it's a full primal reversion, because it says its genes have awakened. It doesn't talk about how it's like gone completely reverting to its, you know, ancient form. It's just talking about how it has awakened its ancient genes. And so I think that that's what's happening, is those genes are awakening while it takes on this form of evolution into the hero form. And now this may sound completely crazy, because, you know, Mega Evolution is supposed to be something that is done with a Keystone and a Megastone and a strong bond, but it's not unheard of. You know, Mega Rayquaza is accessed without a Megastone. Rayquaza just needs to know the move Dragon Ascent, and it can Mega Evolve. And we even see in the anime that Rayquaza is capable of taking on Mega Evolution without a Keystone. It doesn't have a trainer when it's Mega Evolving and fighting against Steven and Alon, so it doesn't even need to access that. You know, it just can do it. And so maybe that's something that we're seeing with Palafin here. Maybe that is what's so special about Palafin's ability, is that it's basically giving this Pokemon the free ability to Mega Evolve. Now, as for the bond part, if you want to be completely real for a moment, they can tell us the bond has to be there, but the fact is, if I go on X and Y and I catch a random, you know, Ampharos, Banette, any Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, I can Mega Evolve it right off the bat. I don't need to, like, max friendship with it or anything. I can, in fact, get it to hate me, where frustration will do max damage, and it will still Mega Evolve. So to be real with you, the bond thing isn't really necessary. But regardless, what could be happening here is it is Palafin's, I guess, just love for Finizen that's allowing it to do it here. It's bond with a sense of justice, or with its own kind. You know, we see these Pokemon are depicted in groups. We see that Palafin is depicted in its little dex picture as standing in front of Finizen. We hear about how it has to evolve through a union circle, so it's very much a friend-oriented Pokemon. It loves companionship, and I do believe that that is what's allowing it to Mega Evolve, if you will. Now, another thing that backs up it being a Mega Evolution is it being able to go to 650. Its base stat total jumps pretty dang high, and pretty much on par with a lot of other Mega Evolutions we know of. Because again, it jumps at higher than a Pseudo Legendary. It's higher stats than Garchomp or Dragonite, you know? So this is pretty insane. Now, I will say one point against this is that Mega Evolutions experience a total stat boost of 100, whereas Palafin, it's actually much higher than that. It's 160, I believe. So, obviously, that's a big difference, and I think the reason why this can really just be chalked up to how this isn't really true Mega Evolution, but kind of a pseudo version of Mega Evolution. You know, it doesn't need a Mega Stone, it doesn't need a Keystone, you never see it evolving, so I think that this is just kind of Palafin's own unique version of Mega Evolution. But I do think that it is indeed Mega Evolution. I think it would be so cool if they really hammered this in, and one day maybe we could get a Mega Palafin that actually just looks like the hero form, but maybe a little bit different, you know, so it's a further evolution of it. I don't know. I think that would be cool. It would also be cool if we got a Paradox form, a past Paradox specifically, of Palafin, or perhaps even one day in a Legend style game that's set in the past, get a regional variant of Palafin that is similar to this hero form, since it's supposed to be Ancient Genes Awakening. But either way, I definitely think that Palafin, it's an interesting Pokemon, and this whole ability to change forms specifically by accessing ancient latent DNA in it points it to being a very special Pokemon. And I do think, given the findings of other videos and what we have heard about Mega Evolution from the official source material, it points that Palafin may indeed be a Pokemon that's capable of Mega Evolving, or at least performing its own special kind of Mega Evolution on its own, you know. And we do have kind of rumors floating around about Mega Evolution coming back in Kalos DLC, and whether or not you believe that, you know, I definitely don't believe we'll be going back to Kalos, but if they do tie in Mega Evolution into these games, perhaps we could get a further explainer on Palafin and its relationship with this phenomenon. I guess that would be another point too, is that, you know, it is in an area in Paldea, which is really close to Kalos if we're looking at real world geography, so it would be exposed to a lot of infinite energy. You know, we don't know where Palafin exactly came from, but perhaps it's exposed to a large amount of infinite energy because of the ultimate weapon in Kalos, or even because of Area Zero having infinite energy, which is another video that I've speculated on that you could totally check out. But this would allow Palafin to kind of access this infinity energy and, again, perform its own version of Mega Evolution, because we know that that's how Mega Evolution is achieved, is through infinity energy. So yeah, be sure to let me know what you think of this in the comments below. Also, let me know what you think of Palafin just in general. Were you satisfied with our Dolphin Pokemon, or is this thing abysmal to you? I know my wife used Palafin in her playthrough, and she isn't crazy about the hero form, but definitely does love the Pokemon, and says that it's gotten her out of a lot of tough binds. But I want to hear your thoughts on it too. Be sure to also like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications as we continue to explore more about Mega Evolution, about the Paldean Pokemon and their special abilities, and just whatever else the Pokemon world throws at us. Until next time, I will see all of you later.